Hello, Douglas County, and welcome to another episode of The Outlet. Today, we have the first lady on the show for the season, Betty Simon. Yeah,
Yay.
welcome to the show. And today's show is also sponsored by L&M Custom Builders. So, Betty, wonderful to finally have you on the show. I've known you for a while, and I'm glad to be able to get you on here and have a conversation. So if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and telling everybody what who you are, that'd be a good start.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. This is amazing. You're doing a wonderful job. And thank you for hosting me. Like you said, my name is Betty Simon. I am a mother, and that is a big deal to me. A mother to twins. I'm a wife. I'm a friend. I'm a child of God. I'm a business owner. Um, I'm just a normal person, a lover of people, and a lover of peace. Peace is so important to me.
Yeah, I think you're too humble. You do a lot of stuff. You do a lot of stuff.
You think so?
I think you've got a couple things going on at any given time.
Okay.
Um, yeah, an author of a really great book. If anyone ever gets a chance to read it, um, and the mother of twins who are also entrepreneurs,
Oh, yes.
which I mean, that's a whole second job in
I
itself
know
on
it.
top of everything you're doing. Yeah. I mean, so what is that like?
That is really a great question. It is beautiful. It's wonderful. My boys are entrepreneurs. They are the owners of a Simon Twins tie-dye. They started that business when they were 8 years old. Now they are 10. So they have been in business for 2 years. It's been wonderful seeing them grow. They're hard worker kids. I told them at some point, I said, you guys Americans, you're born in a superpower country. The opportunities are endless. You can do what you want to do. And we will support you. We will be behind you. At their age, of course, we support them and we help them. But they have done really incredible, and they amaze us because they work hard. They love what they're doing. They create really, really beautiful pieces, t-shirts, shirts, and it is just beautiful to see them. And they have learned to talk to people, something that is very, very important. They have learned about finances. They know how much each piece costs and how much they can give change back if somebody gives them cash. If they use the square, they know what numbers to type in there. They know how to give receipts. They know how to fold the shirt. So whatever it is somebody bought, put it in a bag for the customer and say thank you. Watching them learn all those things, I'm proud of them. As a parent, my husband and I, we are very proud of him. And we are also very, very grateful to the community. This community has been so supportive of the boys. I remember when they launched their business, it was 2024, January 1st. And we invited all the friends we know, all our neighbors that we know. And I'll tell you, every person that we invited came except two people who were sick. Everyone came, and not just to look around, but to support them. And they have continued to do that. So we are so grateful to the community for supporting these young entrepreneurs.
That's amazing. It's so cool to see young entrepreneurs. I absolutely love that. And I wish there were more places or opportunities for that kind of thing around here because it's just such a cool thing. It teaches so many different valuable ideas to kids.
It does, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
But backtracking a little bit from
Yes.
that, I am really curious how the book came about.
Thank you for asking. So, this book, there is a story to it, by the way. So, this is the book. The title is From Orphan to Inspiration 11 Miracles That Helped Me Escape Death. This book has a story because it started, like, I think the beginning of it, even though I didn't know this, was 2020.
Hmm.
Why do I say that? It's because in 2020, when I think you all remember about 2020, that's a year that is engraved in our brains, not in a good way. But that time I joined a group of ladies. One of them, I knew her, I grew up with her, and she invited me to join their group. They had formed a group praying and sharing the word of God, and they thought I would love to do that. I'm like 100%. I would love to do that. My boys at the time, they were 4, so I was busy at home and all that. And shortly after I joined that prayer group, we used to meet over the phone because everybody had to stay wherever they were. And at some point, I got a call to share God's word on YouTube. I'm a Christian, and I grew up in a church that taught us about the Holy Spirit and how to listen to the Holy Spirit and how to discern. So I got this call one day, and the message was, share my word on YouTube. That was hard for me because I did not like social media at the time. I just didn't want anything to do with me putting stuff on YouTube. And I thought about, man, how am I going to do this? I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to do videos. My husband is not a tech savvy, so it was out of my comfort zone, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I told my group when we met, I told them this is the calling that is on my life right now. I've been called to share God's word on YouTube. They're like, you can do it, and you need to do it. You need to answer the call. I'm like, okay, I guess I will have to do that. I told my husband. My husband is always supportive. He's very, very supportive. Whatever you want to do, you can do it, you know? Just like I told my boss, you can do whatever you want to do as long as you're not hurting anybody.
Right.
So I didn't do it initially. I did not. I kept on pushing it back and thinking about it and coming back to it and not do it. And then 2022, February 14, I decided I'm going to make a message, and it was going to be about love because that's a day for lovers. And in fact, that's the day my husband and I got married. So we were celebrating our anniversary, but at the same time, I took time off to make a video. And I'm like, I'm going to put it on YouTube. And it is going to be about love. I'm going to talk about God loving us and us who loving people and this and that. Oh my goodness. It took me forever. Every time I made a mistake, I stopped. Every time the kid coughed, I stopped. Every time my husband walked, I stopped. At the end of so many hours of sitting there and trying to do a video, I gave up. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And my husband had made a steak for us to celebrate, and he was like excited about it. And I took so long that the steak was just dry on the barbecue. My husband was getting a little bit like, I made lunch for you, you know, because he knows I like steak, and it is, like anything to
Yeah.
do with steak. But even with steak, I did not stop. I'm like, I need to do this video. I did not succeed because at the end of it all, so many videos were done, and there was no video I could put on YouTube. Nothing. And I didn't know how to edit, so I couldn't edit it. So I'm like, you know what? Forget it. Forget it. There were like over 300 videos in my phone. So then I had to take time to delete those because there were so many. So I threw in a towel. I'm like, I can't do this. This is hard. I didn't do anything until that was February. And then I tried again. Sorry, I'll take it back. I did that video 2021. Did I say that, or did I make the mistake in time? So I was called in 2020 around April. And then 2021, that's when I tried to do a video.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because now I was like, what, which years did I,
Right.
you know? And then 2022, I decided I'm going to try again. The summer of 2022, I even sat outside. At that time, we had moved in the place where we live now. I sat outside. I'm gonna do it outside. It is gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be good. Same thing, forever. I took so much time trying to do a video, one that I can think, oh, this is good enough for me to share on YouTube. No, nothing. Even this time, I didn't succeed. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. This is so hard. And my friends, every once in a while, they'll be like, Betty, have you done the YouTube videos? Have you uploaded anything? Do we need to go over there and watch it or listen to it? I said, no, this is hard. And I would give them all the excuses and this and that. But somewhere, one of those ladies, in fact, the lady that invited me to the group, her name is Reste. She lives in Germany. She told me, Betty, yes, ma'am, where are the videos? Have you put those videos on YouTube? The Lord called you to do that. I said, oh, Reste, they're really hard. I've tried a couple times. Then she said, you have disobeyed the Lord.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, that got me, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What a shock.
I know it. And I'm like, what do you mean I disobeyed the Lord? You know how you get in, you're like, no, that's not correct. Are you
Oh,
kidding?
yeah. And that's brave for her to say that.
was-
You know?
That was very brave.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would tell somebody
I
that.
don't know either.
But you know what? I'm glad she did
Yeah.
because that really got my attention. Because initially I didn't see it as disobedience. I saw it as I'm having a hard time doing this. Let me just keep putting it off and keep putting it off. And when she said that, that was like a light bulb that went off. I'm like, I don't want to be disobedient. I've never wanted to be disobedient. I don't care who it is. I don't want to be disobedient to anybody. So I decided I need to do this thing. Whether I do a good job or not, I'm going to do it. So I made a decision that January 1st of 2023, I was going to upload a video. I'll be happy to report that I did it. I uploaded a video January 1st. It wasn't the best, of course. It wasn't edited. I just put it there. I didn't know how to do a thumbnail.
Oh, man. I can only imagine after making 300 videos,
Yeah.
you sit down and you're just about to hit the upload button, you know, and it starts uploading and
Yeah.
then it gets posted. Just the feeling you must have had at that moment of like, here we go.
Yeah.
It's time.
It's time. I did it. And I was so proud of myself. At this time, I didn't chicken out. I didn't say, you know what, I'm looking for perfect video. I'm like, no, as long as I have put something. And that is the power of making a decision. Because it looks like before maybe I wasn't making really a decision. I was like, oh, let me try. Let me, this time I'm like, I'm doing it. I don't care whether it will be good or it won't be. Whatever it is, I'm doing it. So I did it. And then I put videos here and there. Every so often I would put a video. If you go on my channel, Betty _Simon, you can tell the difference between those videos and the videos now. But here is the thing. Why I brought that story is because I want to get to this book. I want to get to this book. And November 2023, I sat down to prepare a message. I had just dropped my kids off to school. I'm like, okay, it is time to prepare a message, and then I'll shoot it and upload it. And I'm writing the message I was studying for. The title was Count Your Blessings. And I'm studying, I'm reading the Bible, I'm finding quotes, I'm finding messages, I'm reading, I'm writing. I like to write a lot. I'm writing. And then at some point, I started writing things about me, what God has done in my life. I started writing and writing and writing. Then I got to the point that I need to write things that have escaped death. So this time, instead of just writing, I started listing them. So I started with whatever I remember that I came so close to being not here. So I listed number one. I remember the number two, three, four, five, six. And I was just going. I'm remembering. I'm listing all these things.
Yeah.
And when I got to number 10 of these things that have escaped death, I got the call again.
Really?
Yes. Like the call I got in 2021 to share God's word on YouTube. This time, the message was write a book on these things. And the reason is to give people hope.
Wow.
Wow is the word.
Wow is the word. 100. Yeah. Yeah. The timing of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went back to like 2020. All these excuses. I don't know how to write a book. I've never written a book. No one in my family has ever written a book. I don't even have like a close friend who has written a book. English is my second language. On and on and on and on. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I called my uncle. He's one of the people that God put in my life to raise me. I lost my parents when I was 9, and a family took me in to raise me and give me a better life. So he was one of the people that raised me, and I called him. He was sleeping, in fact. It was night in Uganda. And he wakes up, he answers my phone, and I tell him, I say, Uncle, I've got a calling to write a book. So I tell him about it. He's like, if God is calling you to write a book, you should write a book. You should write it. He encouraged me. He spoke words of wisdom. He prayed for me, and he said, you will be able to do it. He will be with you. He will provide for you. He will help you. My husband comes back in the evening. I tell him about it. And like I said, my husband is very supportive, and he doesn't fear, he's not like me who has excuses, who has fear, he's like, yeah, you can write a book. Sure. Yeah, write it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What do you mean I should write a book? Anyway, so I went to work. I didn't write right away the whole book. Of course, I was writing here and there. I talked to a few people who have written books, because I reached out to some friends and asked, do you know anybody who has written a book? I want to talk to them. Give me some pointers. That was 2023. 2024, I started writing a little bit here and there. And I think around September, I don't remember exactly. I love listening to YouTube videos, like people teaching.
Yeah.
So I come across this person who is talking about that they're gonna host a free session. They help nonfiction authors write their books, or if you've written it, to help you produce it and all that. So I joined that for 3 days. I was in there listening. It is the company that helped the Chicken Soup for the Soul to launch their books. So they helped the Robert Kiyosaki to launch his book, The Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Women Are From Venus, Men Are From Mars. They launched those books. So I figured they're really good.
That sounds like a reputable company, maybe.
Yes. And Jack Canfield, the author for Chicken Soup for the Soul, was also one of the speakers. And he shared his journey. He shared all that. And at the end of it, they made a call, of course, that if you want to work with them, this is how much you pay and this and that. It was quite a bit of money, but I felt like that's what I need to do. So when my husband got home, I talked to him about it. But like I said, he's very supportive. He's like, yeah, we'll find a way of doing it. So I ended up signing up with them. They gave me a personal coach. There was a group coaching. There was a lot of materials on their website. I immersed myself in this. And then I made also a decision. I'm like, I want this book to be published 2025. September 15, which is my birthday.
Ah,
Yeah. So when I got with this coach, the first question was, when do you want your book to be published? I said, September 15, 2025. She's like, sure, we can do it. But you have work to do. I'm like, I'm ready to do it.
yeah.
So that really helped because she gave me a structure. We had a system, and I fold to the T because I wanted that book to be published. Because first of all, I knew the why, you know.
Yeah.
Why was I writing this book? The message was it will be a source of hope for people. And the more I delay, the more I denying someone out
Right.
there, you know.
Yeah.
I delayed with my messages for the YouTube. I'm like, I don't want Reste coming after me saying I
Right.
disobeyed.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense.
Yeah, so that is the story. That's why I said there is a long story to
Yeah.
this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool to have that much lore about a book. You know, it's not like you just decided one day, I'm going to write a book about my life. It just kind of like unfolded through a series of events and ended up becoming a reality. And you never thought you were going to write a book.
No, I
And
never had interest at all.
right.
My interest, my desire has always been speaking.
Hmm.
So even people who know me, they know that. But writing a book, oh, it is even interesting that I never even read much books.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't read a lot of books. So, and as I was growing up in my young age, I didn't even really read books because I didn't even have the opportunity of having books to read. And when I grew up, now I can find a book, or I can even get it from the library, or be able to buy the book and read it. I had a bad habit that I would read a book, maybe a quarter of the book, like up to there, and then I'll be like, oh, yeah, I'll come back to it, you know? I
Yeah.
would have like 4 or 5 books that I didn't finish. I read like a part of it and didn't finish. And I remember one time my husband said, why do you keep buying books that you don't even read? I'm like, oh, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'll read it, you know? But when I started writing my book, a friend of mine bought me my first book as an instruction to how to write a book. She sent it to me as a gift. And then I bought myself a book on how to write a book. And in that book, how to make like your book better, like a good book. In one of those teachings that I got from those 2 books was you also have to buy books and read books, not just to buy, but also read books, because that's what you also want people to do for you,
Yeah.
you know?
Hmm.
So then I started having a mindset change. I'm like, okay, if I want people to buy my book and read it, I better do the same for other people. So I've been buying books and reading them. In fact, I even developed a system, and I decided, okay, first of all, I love learning. I want to learn. I want to know. I want to be informed. How am I going to do it? I have a busy life. So I decided if I don't give myself a time, I won't do it. It would be like before when I would read like half or a quarter of a book and leave it. So I decided, okay, every week I want to read a book and finish it. Not halfway, but
Yeah.
finish it. So I wake up so early. I wake up at 5. And that came also after reading the book called 5 a.m. Club. A friend recommended it. So I wake up early. After praying and meditating and exercising, drinking water and all those things you do first, I read. And then in the evening also before I go to bed, and I set myself like I have to read 5 chapters. It depends on how many chapters are in there. So I divide them among 7 days. And that's what I read every day, and I make sure I finish it.
Okay. That is
Yeah.
a good way to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of like not having a gauge on how much you're going to read. Yeah. I would, at a minimum, try to do a chapter a night.
That's good.
Yeah. And some of the chapters are longer than others.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, and you're like, 3 more pages till this chapter's over.
Yeah. And then you're sleepy.
Yeah, and then you're like really tired just
Yeah.
trying to get past those last 2 pages.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Like
But
this
then,
one's longer.
yeah. Sometimes if you're too sleepy, then you're not going to understand what you're
That's
reading.
the thing.
Yeah, then it's better maybe to just call it a
Right.
night and just do a little bit more in the morning to
Yeah.
compensate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a slippery slope though.
that's
You know,
right.
just start earlier
Yeah,
and try to finish it that night.
that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. What a wild series of events from there to where you are now. And now
Yes.
you're doing so many other things on top of that. And you're
Mm-hmm.
really kind of spreading your wings,
Yeah.
which is it's different, right? So what is it like to look back
Mhm.
on where you were versus where you are now? Um, just like your mentality and
Yeah.
all that.
A lot has changed.
Yeah.
A lot has changed. Before, I was a stay at home mom raising my boys, which I am so grateful for that I had that opportunity. And I knew that at some point when they're grown, I will start doing my own things. But I didn't know that I'll be into writing books. That was not something that I thought about. So when I look at how far I've come and also how much has changed, because this book was published in September 2025, and this is May 2026. So it's not even a year yet, but I've got so many opportunities to speak, to sell my book, to share about it, to encourage people, because it is all about hope. When my coach helped me to find a title for this book, because this company, when they give you a personal coach, she coaches you from the title of the book. And when we wrote 11 miracles that helped me escape death, those miracles are not just to talk about because they happened, but there is a reason. It's to encourage someone. So I've been given opportunities to encourage people through my experiences. When I was going through these experiences, I didn't know that at some point there will be a source of hope for someone. And I'm so grateful that God is using that to help someone else. A few times when I've gone to speak and sell my book, people have come to me, those who stay in the line to buy my book. They're like, can I tell you one of my miracles? Can I tell you some of my miracles? Everybody has a miracle. So if I didn't write this book, I wouldn't have had those miracles people have in their lives. And that alone is amazing. I have also grown in my faith more. I have come to appreciate me being alive, because before I didn't pay a lot of attention to it,
Yeah.
because I thought, okay, I'm here, I survived, I would here and there remember all these things, but I didn't like focus on them.
Yeah.
But now, and my coach told me, let's not even call it chapter 1, chapter 2. She helped me call them Miracle 1, Miracle 2, up to Miracle 11. And now I see it as miracles. And then I'm like, what a blessing that I'm still around.
Yeah.
So that growth. And also, I did not only write a book, but I became a life coach.
Yeah.
I took some classes last year and got certified to be a life coach. And I decided to use that to help moms. When I had my twins, I struggled a lot. First, I struggled with my health. If someone has this book, chapter 9 and 10, those have to do with that struggle that I went through. On a few occasions, I almost went to be with the Lord. And I struggled. It took me forever to heal. I wasn't resting enough because I had these 2 babies to take care of. My husband was working. And it was just hard. So now my mission is to help the moms who are struggling with motherhood role, Like my father-in-law says, kids don't come with a manual, you know. You do the best you can. Some women struggle more than others.
Right.
So my mission now is to hold a hand of a mother who is struggling and encourage them because of what have experienced, and share with them that it will be okay. It might not be looking like it will be okay,
Yeah.
but it will. It
Yeah.
will be okay. So there is a lot that has gone on. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
No
a lot.
kidding, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot. And the
Wow.
people have been so supportive. Our community is just a wonderful community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, I mentioned that they supported my kids so much,
Right.
and they gave that to me too. They supported me. I remember when I did the book launch at the library, and I had over 100 people come. Some of those people, I didn't even know them. That is how supportive this community is. They have been so supportive, inviting me to speak, inviting me to sell my book, all those things. I'm so grateful. And I'm grateful for the growth that I see in myself.
Yeah. That's amazing. It's an amazing story. I
Thank
mean,
you.
it's so many little moving parts that led up
Yes.
to where you are today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also some people are probably wondering where your passion for speaking
Yeah.
began in general.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was kind of you know,
Yeah.
the beginning of a lot of this.
Yes. My speaking began way, way back. I'm in my 40s, and it started, I think, when I was around, I want to say maybe 10. That's when I started realizing that I really enjoyed speaking. The first time I spoke was in the church. We had gone to the youth camp, and when we came back, they surprised us. They told us, "You're going to share with us." The whole congregation is listening.
Hmm.
Every kid that had gone to that camp was going to share what they learned within like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, not too long, but something they learned. And when my time came and I went up there, I talked about, it was a Christian camp. I talked about John 14, verse 1, where Jesus was telling his disciples not to be afraid, to believe in him and believe in the Father. And then I started explaining and telling them what I learned and why I chose that scripture. And everyone was quiet listening. And when I was done, after the church was done, people were telling me how they appreciated it. And that was the first time I stood before people and spoke. And I was young, but I remember enjoying it. And then when I was in school, I was in positions of authority. And every so often I would speak at the assembly. And just like that, I kept kind of going. And when I lived down in Talent with my adopted parents, I was asked to fill in every time the pastor was not around, because it is a small church, Talent Friends Church. It is a small church, so they didn't have the many pastors that are in like big churches. So it was just one pastor. And they asked me if I can fill in. Because one time, the way they found out that I can speak is they asked me to share about Uganda. That's where I was born. And the differences that I see over there and here. And they're like, oh, okay. So then they started giving me opportunities to share. And if the pastor was sick or was not around, I would share. And that is how it has come. It has been a journey, but I didn't really like give it a lot of attention. It would happen if it happens. But now I have decided to even invest in it.
Hmm.
In fact, I bought a course some time back about to learn. I bought a course to learn how to be a better speaker. And I just got my keynote done. I even got the title. I went to a conference last week. I was in Indianapolis, Indiana, and It was a conference for only women because the lady that started it is called Mike Drop, speaker's sister. She said she wants to see more women in the speaking industry. And she teaches us, and her big deal is the keynote. So now I have my keynote. I feel like I'm getting better each time.
Oh, yeah.
Getting better each time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You're doing something that a lot of people is their worst nightmare. Being up in front of everyone and talking and the room's quiet and everybody's looking at you. There's a lot of people, including me, who just doesn't sound fun, you know? So, I mean, for it to come naturally is huge because we do need that kind of thing. The world does need speakers. It's really important.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, are you planning on writing more books?
That's a wonderful question. I love that. Yes, sir. I am planning to write more. I got the call for the first book, and that got me interested now. Remember, like I mentioned that I didn't have interest, like I never desired to write books. But when I wrote this book and got it published, got it in the hands of people, and I hear testimonies or encouraging words and people saying, oh my goodness, I even know who else to give your book. That has been really, really encouraging. And then I started getting interested to write more. It's funny, but every time I'm attending, I like to attend classes too many. I think I even overdo it. Or listen to someone speaking, I get these ideas. I'm like, oh, that's a title to a book. I could write about that.
Right.
Oh, this and that. So now I have interest. I cannot say that I'm not interested in writing books. Now it is just like it's even giving me like, woo,
Yeah. That's cool.
Yes. Right now, I'm almost done with a book I'm writing. It is a devotional. I'm writing a 52-week devotional for new moms. I'm really interested in helping mothers, those who are struggling, not the ones who have been blessed that they don't have any issues, because they're those. And that is perfectly fine. We are grateful for them, and we want to thank God for them. But there are those who are like me, who are like how I was. And I want to encourage them through my writing, through my speaking, because not many might hear me speak, but maybe they'll get my book, So I'm writing a devotion. It is almost done. And I'm hoping it will be published maybe in October. We'll find out. And then next year, I'm going to start on it. It is a series. I think I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah, series. Yeah.
Yeah, series. It's going to be something that is similar to the Chicken Soup for the Soul, but a different title. I want to give it away right now, but yeah, I know.
Dang it.
I know, but it is going to be kind of similar, short stories from different people. And that I'm excited about it. I'm really excited because I think it is going to help a lot of people. And I have so many titles in me now. I'm like, I want to write about that. And then I get excited.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm going to write more books.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm really curious. So how does it work for your book as far as like, can we get it on like audio books from like Amazon, or how does that work out?
So right now I don't have an audio. I just have a hard copy and the Kindle version. But thank you that you asked that because I am going to start working on the audio.
Okay.
Yeah, I set a date. I'm starting June 1st to work on it. And September 17, I hope, because that's the date this was published, that my audio can be also done.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read it myself
That's cool.
because a few people have been telling me that. They're like, because a few, I've run into people who are like, oh, the prints are a little bit small for me, especially older people.
Right.
Can you put it in audio? Can I? I'm like, yes, I
Yeah.
will. Then I can listen to it.
Yeah. So just backtracking a little bit, yeah, I think you said that you're really interested in working with moms specifically, and I would love to learn more about that. Why moms?
Moms have a special space or a special place in my heart. And this goes back way, way, really back to my own mother. In fact, my first miracle is about my mom.
Hmm.
When she was pregnant with me, she went through a lot. Complications, pregnancy complications. It was even a miracle that I was born, and also a miracle that I survived infant stage. That is my first chapter in this book. So when I think about my mother and how she struggled, and then I think about myself and how I struggled, and some other few women that I've seen who have struggled or hard, I am a part of a group called MAPS. They call themselves now MAMCO, and we meet when the kids are in school every other week. And a few times we've had sessions where moms have talked about their journey. Some, it was their first time being mothers, others, maybe the second child and all that. And sitting there and listening to them and knowing about my mom and knowing about myself, I'm drawn to moms. I want to help them. I want to help them. Moms struggle quietly. We tend to be strong because in our mind, the whole family is almost resting on our shoulders.
Yeah.
I know that providing is usually on the dad if there is a dad around, but the rest is on the mother's shoulders. You have to take care of the home, take care of the kids, take care of the husband if you have one, take care of if you have your elderly parents. It's like we just wear so many hats, and sometimes we struggle and we don't talk about it. We don't.
Right.
We'll smile through it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll keep going. I remember in chapter 9, if you ever read this before you've read it, so you know what I'm going to say. Then second night when I was home, after I was discharged, my boys were babies, discharged from the hospital. I go home the second night. If I laid down, I couldn't breathe. So I spent the whole night sitting by the bed, upright, so I could breathe. And everyone in the house slept. And the following day, I survived, and I picked up from where I left off. I'm sick, I'm struggling, I'm this. But I didn't complain about it, because we don't complain. We are moms.
Right.
You're going to feed your kids through it.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do whatever you need to do. I remember feeling so hopeless, yet I had to do what I had to do as a mom. And when I think of these other women, I know there is a lot of them who are struggling. And sometimes we don't even tell the husband. We just take it all in. We just be quiet
Yeah.
and keep going. Because I know, because I've experienced those things, I don't want a mom to struggle by herself if there is help we can give. And I would like mothers to voice out when they have something going on instead of shoving it under, because that's what I did, you know. If you came, I would smile, but yet inside I was hurting. I had had a C-section, so I was still. It was a difficult time. So I think about all those things, and I didn't say much about it. So moms have a special place in my heart because I'm a mother, and I've struggled, and I've survived. I didn't stay in the struggle. My boys are 10, and they have survived too.
Right. That's good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I want to help the moms, those who are struggling, those who can't speak, who just keep quiet, to have somebody they can trust to talk to. And we walk through it. Because right now, having got a coach to coach me with this book, it really opened me up to the world of coaching. She was so helpful. She helped me see things I didn't see. She helped encourage me because some of these things I wrote that I lived through, they were hard things that I didn't want to talk about. I didn't want to because it's like you're reliving that.
Right. Like reliving the experience. Yeah.
Right. And she would be like, Betty, you can do it. So that's what I want to be for this woman who is about to give up.
Mm-hmm.
Some just give up. And they don't feel like somebody's seeing them. They don't feel like somebody cares. They don't feel like somebody even knows what they are going through. And sometimes people don't because we've not said what we are going through. Because we have this thinking that I'm a woman, I'm a mom, I have to, this is my responsibility. My kids are my responsibility. The house is my responsibility. And if you're working a full-time job, that's your responsibility. And then you go home and you have to do this, you have to do this. By the time you go to bed, you don't even have any ounce of energy left in you. And then you have to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really interested in mothers because of those things.
Yeah.
Because I know what it feels like. I know when you're sick and you're telling your doctor and the doctor is not even getting it, or is getting it but not to the extent you would want them to get it, you know. Or maybe they don't understand you. I've had sometimes where people say, oh, it is all in your head. And sometimes it is not all in your head.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So these moms are really, really on my heart. And I would love to be a source of encouragement for them.
Yeah.
I'd love to help them.
To be able to give back. I mean,
Yes.
yeah. Being in that moment, that really heavy moment, sounds almost cinematic. Like you're just kind of really taking in the amount of suffering that you're going through at that moment. And then now being able to help mothers kind of tune back in to that feeling with empathy and sympathy for them, and then help walk with them.
That's right.
To make it easier.
Yes. Because I wish I had somebody.
Right.
When I got this coach and she helped me, we got through this book really well. I feel like I wish I had someone like that when I had my boys. Someone I would call, someone I would be meet, because I met with her over the Zoom once a week.
Right.
Somebody I would meet with once a week to just talk,
Yeah.
to just share.
Right. And some people might say, they just call their friend or maybe a family member. But this would be a different experience than calling a friend or family member.
Yeah, that's true. And there are some things you don't even want to tell your family member or your friend.
Yeah.
They're like personal. You're struggling. Because in most cases, we don't want to admit that we're struggling. And we don't want other people to know that we are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it. That's very, like, you're being vulnerable, and sometimes we don't want that. But if you had somebody that you can trust with that information, because with your friend or your family members, you're even concerned that they might tell someone else.
Right.
Yeah. You tell your sister, and then the next thing you know, your mom knows about it, or your auntie knows about it, the cousins.
Your grandma knows, Yeah, everybody finds out. And in a situation like this, just it's a confidentiality thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like having a therapist, but for a really specific thing.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. Yes. And also, you don't want to be judged
Yeah.
because this professional person is not going to judge you. And also, if somebody has lived through what you're experiencing, they know.
Yeah.
Because there is a difference between talking to you from books, because I read a book, and talking to you from experience. And also to trust this person that they're not judging you. Because you don't know if your friend is judging you.
Yeah.
You're afraid of being judged because as a mother, we are supposed to be strong. And then somebody will be like, did anybody ask you to be a mom?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it is your cross,
Oh,
carry it.
and that does discourage actually finding help, because it's like, yeah, you could just keep writing it off, but you're not actually, that's not helping anything.
Right.
And, as far as coaching, I think that the same thing would apply to any other coaching aspect. You have people that are business coaches or athletic coaches, totally different than having your friend
Right.
coach you on things. It's a different dynamic. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool to be able to offer that to mothers out there. I think there's not a lot of resources for that specific niche
Right.
that would be really useful. I mean, the closest thing I can think of would be therapy,
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah,
still,
and there is place for that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What an amazing. I'm just I'm just in shock. I've been a little quiet, but there's just there's a lot of moving parts, and
Mm-hmm.
it's really inspiring. Even just in your book, surviving 11 miracles, and I have read most of your book. I think I still have like the last chapter I need to read or something. But
Mm-hmm.
it's wild to think what all you're doing now, and what none of it could have existed. And I remember first meeting you
Mm-hmm.
after knowing about your book, and I think I had your book before I actually sat down and we had a real conversation. And I remember thinking, it's kind of crazy I'm sitting down with this lady right now. Like, I don't even know if she should be here, but she's here. And this is like the odds,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
is really low odds. And yeah,
It's a miracle. That's why I
it
call
is
it
a
a miracle.
miracle.
That's why the life I have left, which I don't know how much I have left, because nobody knows, no one knows. I want to give back. I want to help somebody. I want to live peacefully. I want joy. I want to surround myself with people who bring the best out of me. And I just want the best for other people.
Yeah.
And I want people to know that as long as they are still breathing, there is hope. We live in a world that is full of things that test our faith, they test our being, they test everything within us. But there is hope. There's hope. Yeah. As long as you're still breathing, there is hope.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true, guys. Don't give up.
Yeah, don't give up, okay?
Don't give up. You're almost there.
That's right.
You're almost there.
Yeah. Because sometimes when you're about to give up, that's where the miracle happens.
Right.
When
Yeah.
you're about to give up. So don't give up.
Yeah.
Does it mean we are always things will be positive all the time? No, because we live in the world that is not perfect.
Yeah.
There will all be tribulation. There will be problems. There will be wars. There will be death, because death is part of life,
Right. There will be big challenges along the way.
Yes, there will
Yeah.
be. But with everything, you just have to hang on.
Yeah.
You just have to hang on.
Yeah. 'Cause the alternative is giving up,
That's right.
and then you're just two steps backwards now. So you just got to keep going forward. There's this picture I always see on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like on the top there's a guy he's digging a tunnel with a pickaxe,
Mm-hmm.
and he's still digging, and you can see a bunch of like diamonds or something he's getting closer to. And on the bottom, it's a guy with a pickaxe that's walking away, like he's leaving the tunnel, but the diamonds are still there.
That's right.
And like it was just a couple more
Yes.
There was a couple more things he had to do to get the diamonds,
Yes.
but he walked away too early, and the other guy was still digging. And that was just the whole difference, you know? And I understand it can be really hard, like while you're digging, to be
Mm-hmm.
like, it's gonna happen soon. It's gonna
That's
happen
right.
soon,
Mm-hmm.
and then another day goes by, and it doesn't happen that day. Maybe it doesn't happen the week after,
Right.
but then eventually something will happen.
It
It
does.
just you just can't stop doing it, or it will never happen. Is the
Yes.
thing, and it's really easy to forget, and it's
Mm-hmm.
really
Mm-hmm.
easy to be
Mm-hmm.
discouraged.
Yes.
But yeah, it's harder to have to start all over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So just keep swimming.
Yes. Sometimes it is hard, though. It's really hard.
Yeah.
We're not going to sit here and say it is easy. No. And I'm not going to say it has been easy for me either. No. But I've learned along the way. It is the lessons that you learn that are very, very important. Just even when you fail, we are business people. Even when you fail, there is a lesson in there.
Yeah.
You don't take it to be personal.
There's this guy I watch online who loves failing. It's like, I love to fail because that means I'm just getting closer. Like, well, I failed that. Can't get any worse now.
That's
That
right.
means it can only get better from here. I
Yeah,
mean, that's kind of the mindset to have. Just get through it. Like, don't go out and intentionally
of
fail.
course.
But if you do, like, you learn something and you're stronger now is the way to really look at it. Really insightful. Right.
So I was reading one of my books I've been reading, and the author, who is Steve Chandler, was talking about that every business person has failed somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere they have failed. But they didn't let that stop them. So for those who did, they're not in business anymore. But any successful business person, any successful business person you see has failed at some point. But they did not let that be a reason for them to give up.
Right.
They found a way. Maybe you need to go see a coach. Maybe you need to take a step back a little bit. Maybe you need to just take a pause.
Right.
Maybe you need to study. Maybe you need to watch more. Like when my boys were learning to do tie-dye, we watched a ton and a ton of videos on tie-dye.
Oh, I bet.
A ton of them.
Yeah.
If you came to our house, the TV was tie-dye.
Yeah.
Learning how to do the scrunch, learning how to fold, learning how to mix the dyes. Because in our house, we had never done tie-dye.
Yeah.
A friend of ours, where the boys got the idea, had showed us how to do it. But that was one class, and we needed to learn more. So maybe that's what whoever feels like is failing might have to do, is to immerse themselves into learning and not give up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really. I mean, sometimes the failure
Yeah.
can be the thing that makes everything else work,
Right.
right? That maybe you are spending too much money in your business on this one thing and that caused everything to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And you fix it by stopping spending all the money, and then now for the rest of your business time you're successful in that regard. Like it just takes that one quick fix. Maybe you're really rude to customers.
Talk
And
about that.
you finally fail at it, and then
Right.
you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll just be nice.
Yeah.
And then it's happy ever after. I mean, not really happy ever after, but
Because you run into other challenges.
you're gonna run
too.
into other challenges. But
Yeah.
it can be like the failure can be the thing that makes everything better. But people are so afraid of it happening, but sometimes it needs to, so you can get on the right track.
Wake you up.
Yep. Exactly. It'll wake you up,
That's true.
and
And then you stay awake.
right, and then you stay awake and you just keep building.
That's right.
Wow, that's a really inspiring message. Everything we've talked about here has been really inspiring, and I'm super glad to have
Thank
you on here to hear your story. And gosh, at a conversation like this, you need a part two
Thank you so
because
much.
there's so many different angles for everything. And I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of value that you'd provide in a conversation.
Thank you.
But yeah, with that being said, I think we are coming to a close for this episode of The Outlet. And any last word you would like to share to the people out there?
hmm First, thank you so much for having me. I'm really grateful because you don't find many conversations like this where you just sit down, relaxed, and you're just talking and sharing what you know. And for you to build this, to put this in place, to have people come on and be heard, be seen, that is wonderful. Thank you so much for creating that space for the people.
It's my pleasure to hear all these people's stories. It inspires me, and I'm happy to provide a platform where people can be seen, heard, and remembered
Yes,
in some way, shape, or form.
that's good. And what I can say to our people, our friends, is keep going, get up, keep going. And I think I have to say it again because I was not, my mic was off. What I'm going to say to our friends, to our people listening to us or watching us is that keep going, get up. Your story is not over. Don't give up. All these things that seem like they're in the way, you can find a way around them or over. And if you're still breathing, there is hope.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Betty Simon, for coming on the show. And we might bring you back for a part two just to dig further into it.
Okay.
In
I
the
would love to do
meantime,
that.
thank you everybody who is listening or watching. This has been The Outlet on 90.5 and 99.7 KQUA FM. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.